I release all inner conflict related to unresolved issues of self-acceptance. In this now moment, I seek and find harmony and balance with clarity of merging the light and dark aspects of my being. The emotional satisfaction that is mine is being at one with myself. That is enough. I am enough. All is well. All people, places, and things and circumstances that seek to control and manipulate me with the intent to take from me deceitfully and maliciously cannot cross this threshold under any circumstances. I pledge that my intentions upon entering this sacred space of unconditional love and karmic justice is to only contribute equal reciprocity of unconditional love, truth, honesty, and integrity. Hey, you guys. So, we're going to be talking about thoughts that people have about you and how it relates to how they feel about themselves, and how are you letting this impact your life? You know, because it's easy for us to want to understand, what does such and such think about me, and why do they feel this way about me? All right. Uh, yeah. So then, when we start to, you know, get used to that as a staple of where we're at in life, this is where we can get off course and off balance. So, and a lot of times, how we feel about someone else is closely related to aspects of ourselves that is asking to be acknowledged. And for those of us who take the time to actually get to know ourselves, well, it's a pretty cool ass journey. So let's look into a couple of, alrighty, look into some ways that we've let how others think about us impact us. Yeah, that's a beautiful ad. And the fact that you heard many people aren't aware they carry divine power within them, well, maybe that's a sign that you are very divine beyond anything that you can imagine. Alrighty. Alright. So, the following messages I pulled is my eyesight is going bad. And then difficulty acknowledging painful emotions in their heart. Must learn to deal with painful emotions. And then we have throat chakra. Continuously release injustices by speaking truth in a peaceful manner. Do not be afraid to explore the mental prison that was created for you. How to destroy your enemies is in it. So what I'm picking up is, with my eyesight is going bad, I feel as if we're talking about projections right here, okay? I feel that you've dealt with a lot of projections, being that you are so pure. And just because you're pure, it doesn't mean that you don't have habits that can hurt you. It just means that you're able to realize, okay, I have an unhealthy, toxic habit, and what I'm going to do to move forward is I'm going to acknowledge it and learn to be gentle with myself with this process. Because honestly, me being difficult and harsh to myself, is going to make it so I'm not able to see myself clearly. So there's a lot of painful emotions that keep people from seeing things clearly. And because you are a mirror to people, they choose to see themselves as they choose to see you as they see themselves, okay? But they also choose to see themselves by identifying themselves as the painful emotions. So if they felt an emotion that made them feel weak and pain, like where they deserve the pain, then that's how they see themselves and how they see you and how they treat you, okay? And with how this is impacting your life, I feel like you're speaking about these injustices of emotional bullying, where you start to realize that people aren't practicing self-discipline to just go within and take the time to acknowledge where they're at in life. Okay. I feel like how this is showing up in your life is that, you're starting to understand there are some areas with myself where I don't feel as comfortable. And instead of me avoiding them, I'm going to go straight into the fire so that I can learn to trust that I am protected in all that I do. All right? Because here, how to destroy your enemies is standing out. I'm not picking up on something where, it gets like, um, I'm picking up where you start to realize the things that your enemies want to use against you is actually your gifts. All the things that they like to say is a weakness is actually a gift. And because you learn to alchemize that weakness into your strength, this will basically keep your enemies at bay. I don't know exactly how this works, but it's like with the mental health industry, I realized that, for my court case, I realized that if I go to these people who are actually doing research on psychics so that they can take information and continue doing illegal shit, this is just going to continue a karmic cycle. So I went and sent an email to them letting them know, no, I'm not going to do it this way. You guys are just doing a whole bunch of cover up and all you guys are being exposed. And then they try to follow up with some gaslighting, and I stood my ground. And instead of them going back and forth with me, they were just really quiet because they realized, okay, you see us very clearly. And even though I do know that they're going to try to use their positions of authority to work against me, I'm actively working through those fears. So we have another message. Unikite. Oh, let me. Oh, ooh. I'm liking these messages today. Recommended for a healthy pregnancy and delivery. Many doulas will not deliver a child without the presence of a unikite. So a lot of people feel that you are necessary to be around. So if you noticed in the past, you would have experiences that weren't really good for you, but it was better for others. It's because these people saw your potential. They felt your beautiful energy, and when you didn't know what was going on, they took advantage of it by trying to have you feel as lowly as they felt. Okay? So you're necessary in people's lives. A lot of people are missing you from your past. All right? They're watching you with this I see you. And how are you letting this impact your life? I'm really feeling like you're just taking the initiative to be like, I'm going to be sane. I'm not hiding away anymore. I'm tired of hiding. I'm tired of letting fear tell me, the worst is coming. I'm done doing it. And I feel like because you are answering the call, listening to the nudges that spirit gives you. And someone can literally be watching you right now. Okay. Um, that it is what it is. But because you're answering the call and having faith, things are really working out in your favor. Fortune does favor the bold. You know, how can we have justice if we continue doing things the same way with an injustice-filled system? Okay. I am learning to be watchful to those who I'm trying to make a life with. I unattachedly acknowledge that there are some who would like to take advantage of my foundations, then accomplish the structures with someone else. I wanted to point out with accomplishing the structures with someone else, it's not because they really wanted to. They might thought they wanted to, but they discovered they didn't. It's because a lot of bullies like to latch on to other bullies, and they like to over bully the bullies and things like that, with high level manipulation tactics, because they feel the only way they can achieve their dreams is if they have a come up through someone else. So a lot of people will latch into someone who's trying to have a come up off of you, only to latch into that person who has a quote unquote come up, so they can have a come up off that person. But the only way they're going to be able to keep that come up, quote unquote come up, is if the person does what they want them to do, how they want it done. Okay. So we'll continue. Out of all the outcomes, I do not ever destroy my product. I always carry out the option of challenging the status quo. I build my battle, and I will get my yields. I change my posture in godly ways. The current mental health industry is abolished, and an empath-friendly universal healing practice that supports all the unique healers harmoniously is established, completely protected from any and all invasions of corruption, forevermore, presently in this moment. So I'm feeling like you guys are about to have a breakthrough, okay? The thing that was supposed to be used against you, I feel like it's now turning in your favor. And people who don't want you to know this are going to keep trying to create illusions. So you're going to be asked to go through the fire, to walk in the darkness, okay? Because you're going to see the way to put an end to it. Like if there's multiple people, 9 times 13, 13, I'm onto something. More than likely, they're connected to one person who's pulling the strings. And if you know how to hit it where it hurts by getting that seed that was planted in them, this is going to have all the gang stalking stop entirely. Because even if you're not able to get to the ringleader, the person or the people that they're having work for them are going to start to fall apart. And this is going to have the ringleader feel like, oh my gosh, I can't recruit anyone at this point. The only reason people are still working with me is because they are indebted to me. And the fact that these people are showing signs of weakness means that they can possibly get me caught up. So the people who went against you are going to start being harmed, some physically, but mostly mentally, to keep them in this stage of scarcity, so that they feel like they have an opportunity if they walk away from the person that's leading the gang stalking. And not only that, the gang stalker, the leader of it, can't attract anyone else. And also because these people don't want to be doing the dirty work they're doing now, but they feel entitled to do it. They're afraid of speaking to you. They're afraid of speaking to them. So it's kind of like you're the superhero of this movie, and you're learning to defeat henchmen, okay? So without further ado,